Okay, I think we're still missing a few. Are we? We're ad-libbing here. The reason why I'm butting in Academy this morning is because tomorrow afternoon we will start another academy. We also run academies for people who want to do good for you guys, for business development agencies, creative industries agencies, ministries of enterprise, ministries of economics, of innovation, of research, culture, foreign trade, or foreign ministry, foreign diplomacy, etc. Those kind of actors, they all have noticed, or many of them have noticed, that the creative industries is actually a place where you want to go if you want to find innovation and job growth and exports, etc. So, for example, for Denmark, the creative industries is about 12% of the economy, 11.8 exactly the last time I measured it. So that's the value created just in the creative industries, but of course there's also a lot of related industries. I think it was the first session I mentioned that during the pandemic, we discovered that the mink in Denmark, we have lots of mink farmers. I think we were the second biggest mink producer. Some of the minks had gotten the coronavirus. So the government decided to slaughter off all the minks and put them in some mass graves in Jutland. And why is this part of the creative industries? Well, because fur is part of the fashion industry, and it was a big part of our exports. And just as a little tangent here, now the government discovered that it's not that good to have a lot of minks rotting off in the ground, so they're digging them all up again and sending them off to burn them, I guess. Yeah, sounds very appetizing, but it's the afternoon, so you have lunch, I hope, most of you, wherever you are. But so I would like to tell you that tomorrow we're starting this for the public sector or private sector stakeholders. So if you guys know people that work in business development agencies or within the Ministry of Culture or Innovation or Enterprise that you think would benefit from a better understanding of what you do, then tell them about this course. You can find, actually, maybe Frederica can post it in the chat, the link to the course. So it's called Creative Business Academy, but it's not for startups. It's for people who want to learn some different things that you can do for the startup. For example, access to finance, creating business angel networks, internationalization, making trade delegation, and giving money for you to participate in fairs. It could be strengthening policies on intellectual property right. So all that. Yes, Piotr is asking about the link, and that Federica is going to post in a very short.
Yes, I'm going to post the link in the chat right now.
Excellent. So, yeah, I don't know, I think, are you from the Czech Republic or from Poland, Piotr? Poland, excellent. So you know, I know that the people in Lublin has understood what it's all about, but, and there are also some people in Łódź and in Warsaw. We also find some people in the Ministry of Enterprise that know a lot about access to finance. So I can give you some names there. But anyway, so we are going to ask you about what would be important to you. So, but first, let's have a little Mentimeter on where we are right now. And Daniela is going to launch that right now. So grab your smartphone or open another browser and write menti.com and use the code 3818851. That's 3818851. And then click the little heart. And when all of you have signed in, we will continue. So do it. Otherwise, we'll just be sitting here staring at each other.
Okay, we have one. So go to menti.com in your smartphone or in another browser and insert the code that is in the top and answer some questions.
It's not the first time you try this, right?
No,
Good, excellent. Menti.com and the code. Yes, exactly. 3818851. You're getting extra points, Piotr. I will remember you for the global finals when I have to nudge some of the jury members. Good, let's go with the questions. Yeah, Mats, we've been waiting for the questions because we wanted people in. Let's go for the first one. So here you can just enter how have been what have been the best learning or insights so far? What have you from the speakers, what have you gotten the most out of? Just write a few sentences, words, and usually the first thing that comes to mind is the right thing to write. It's my experience when I did some tests on speed reading, when I would read a Hemingway novel in half an hour, the gut instincts of what the answer when you were asked about certain things about that novel was actually the right answer. So trust your gut. So did George Bush also, the second. I don't know if that's a good example, but yeah. Different faces, team building, excellent. Some other input.
Storytelling, a story creates great business, yes.
Yeah, you had Amy Cosper, I can see.
Yeah. The stories and best practices. Okay.
Great. So if you all did that, let's move to the next question. Because we have David Nadal, one of our, most experienced and great speakers here from the Academy, also a jury member, by the way. So excellent. Let's move to the next one. I don't know why suddenly I have this. What would you like more of? What are you looking forward to? What you're hoping for in the future? Here in the Academy, of course, not in your daily life.
Next session.
IP protection. We have one of the best ones on IP protection, a professor in IP that is actually anything but a professor. She's fantastic. I was stereotyping professors there, right? That's not good. Yeah, small groups, excellent breakout sessions, KPIs from investors, exporting opportunities, business model, yeah, internationalization, business models, excellent. I guess many of you have a business model in place, but maybe you just want to tweak it or refine it. You also had Safa, I believe, or maybe, yeah, Safa Sharif from Bahrain, good friend of mine, excellent guy.
Access to finance and access to the market, we're going to have it next week, and also IPR.
Internationalization, so many of these subjects are coming up next week. Okay, let's have the next one. So is there anything there's too much of? Too much small talk by Rasmus? Too many breaks? Is it going too slow? Are you bored? Should be more speedy? Should be more elitist? More testing? There could be small things that will make it just this tad better. Less waiting time for everyone to sign in. Yeah. So the speed of the tasks, maybe whoever wrote it, all this is anonymous, by the way. We can't see what you wrote, so don't worry about that. If it should be slower or faster, the tasks. We can't really see with the speed of the task whether it's too fast or too slow. But yes, more interactive and less just speaking. I completely agree, and we actually sent all the speakers some notes on how to do that. I don't know what that is. In Denmark, you say you have a toad in your throat. How I told not to. Oh, speed up task too fast. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, I should have some water. I have a little bit of coffee here. Good, thanks. Let's move on. And no non-interaction. Okay, yeah, that's really bad. There should be lots of interaction, just like right now. Less presentation, more immersion. Really, really good input, really good and valuable input that we can bring on for the next couple of weeks for the speakers and really insist on them involving you, interacting with you, and not just presenting. I know that's what Dago will do for sure. Okay, let's take the next one. So this is really, this is difficult to read, but now we come to the core of why I'm here. We have created around the Creative Industries Policy Seminar 10 different topics that we will cover. And I don't know if you can read them, but the first one is business development support. So this is just general support on business development, registering your company, business models, and all that. There's the second one is innovative financing schemes, like different ways of financing your growth. Then it's capacity building in local and regional clusters. So you could have a creative cluster in fashion or music, like these different clusters that can be geographical, like movies in Hollywood, for example, or in Nollywood in Nigeria. Then it's enable internationalization. So that's market access that some of you asked about. The 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one is stimulate investments in the creative industries. So getting the investors, like the regular investors, more interested in you guys. Then it's developing intellectual property strategies. So helping you to understand how you can do like a P and create a whole strategy around your company. Measuring the effects and value of the creative industries in the wider economy. So measuring what impact you guys have as a sector. The third to last, is about making sure that you have a voice towards the government, because often, since you're so different, the government don't really listen to you. They will listen to the tobacco industry, the transportation industry, these big industries, but not necessarily to the creative industries. And the last two are all about cross-sector innovation. That's when you guys contribute to growth in other sectors, like in education or in transportation or in mobility, the SDGs. So those are the last two. One is about innovation vouchers, and the other one is to stimulate cross-sectoral innovation.
Yeah, so choose the 3 more relevant options for your startup. Please.
I know this is a bit, a quick run through of 10 different topics, but basically they fall into 3 categories, or maybe 4. So one is about business development. Another one is about financing, access to finance, money for growth. A third one is about IP issues. A fourth one is internationalization. So those are, the 4 pillars also that we structured this program about. Then you could say there's some additional one. One is about, measuring impact and making sure you have a voice. That's more lobbying and stuff. And then the last 2 is about how to make the rest of the economy more aware of all the great things that you can do. Those are the last 2 ones. So that's my best way to group them or classify them. So, stimulating investments in the creative industries. We thought so. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Daniela. A glass of water. This was interaction. A suggestion by Olga, I think, that actually happened. Okay, so it looks like business development, stimulate investments, and cross-sector innovation. The figures are not big, and I understand that many of you have had a hard time. How many of you? There's 16 people following this, and there are certainly not 16 votes in there. 16 times 3 votes. So, but we can work with this. Maybe we'll come back to you and make a poll in the chat, so you can redo the poll and see what you think. The reason why we're doing this is because we want these policymakers that are starting tomorrow, they're going to sit there in their classrooms. They will be working on coming up with some solutions on a specific topic or two. And now certainly access to finance is one of those topics that they will work on, and then maybe present to you guys at the end of their academy. They could present that to you. So that's all I have to say. And let's finish this Mentimeter.
Sure.
And I can just say you're up for a treat now.
Okay, guys, I just want to try one more time the question that we couldn't, that you can only select one option. Let's try it one more time, please. If you can go to menti.com and grab your cell phone and or another browser. Yes, the same code. Yes, thank you. And I believe that you can select now the most three important or relevant answer for your startup.
Там первые два было, которые я сейчас даже покажу, какой.
Yeah, if you can go to menti.com and write the code and select. Are you able to select? Yes? Okay, because nothing has changed, so that's why I'm just so curious. Okay, great. Now it's working. Great, perfect. I can see your answers are changing right now. This is so important for us because we're going to ask these policymakers, and we're going to give them this challenge, and we have to come up with some ideas and new projects, and that's why it's so important for us that you can tell us your most important topics, challenges that you have. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, we are going to finish our session now because, Carva was pretty short today. If you have any other question or comment related to the task that I asked you to do about your pitch video, because I think that only like 4 people have been post your pitch in the course. So if anyone has another question about it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm dealing with an quality issue actually. This is why I've not been able to release it. Every time I upload it, and then the quality is really like divided by 4 or something. Yeah, it's not a problem. If it's not a problem, I will put it anyway.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Okay, because we have a lot of cool graphics to show, and it's not nice to see them like that. But anyway, I will push it like that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, if there is another. No. Okay, yes, it is going to be everything for today because I've finished a little bit early and we don't have more questions or more things to share. from you guys. So yes, it's going to be everything for today. So thank you so much for being here. Please share your pitch in the course, and we will see you next Tuesday. And it's going to be about legal and property rights. If you have any kind of questions, prepare all your question and think about your own business. What is the most important thing for you to cover in this topic? Yes? Okay, thank you so much, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.